So when you receive the bed, this is how it's going to look. It's going to be in a box. We typically take 2 people. We're going to lift straight up. Set the box aside, and then all 3 of your panels are set in the bed. The base of the bed and the center column is underneath the bottom piece. Inspect the bed at this point in time before you remove anything, and if there's any damage at all, you need to photograph documentation of the damage and get it back to TSU as quickly as possible. When removing the units are set on here in order of the door is the bottom, the left side, then the right side as they come off. Everything's protected. You'll take them off one piece at a time. On the back side of it, you have the top piece, your
base
audio amp, and the fan that attaches to the base of the unit. Okay, so once you've disassembled the box, you're going to start bringing the unit in pieces. Before we get started, the Ultrasun equipment is super simple to put together, and there are just 4 or 5 parts that you're going to need to do it. You're going to need a 13mm wrench, a 17mm wrench, a drill, and a 10mm, either a wrench or a socket, and you're going to be able to put this bed together. You set the base on the ground, and then after you set the base on the ground, 1 piece at a time from outside, you're going to bring in and you're going to assemble it. So we're going to grab the first piece and put it on the bed. You're good. The bottom of the bed always has the cord on it, so you're going to grab the bottom piece and you're just going to walk it to the base. And when you walk it to the base, if you look on the base, you'll see that it has the holes for the studs that are already on the bottom of the unit. So I have the cord on the bottom. We're going to pick it up, and we're just going to simply grab it on the side. It's super light. Walk it over. And 1, 2, 3, we're putting the studs into the hole. One guy goes down to the bottom, finds the holes, while the other guy just steadies the unit.
up, please. Right there, down.
And you feel it pop in. At this time, I'm simply just holding the bed to stabilize it, while John down here is getting the 13mm nuts that come with the unit. These are not the bell nuts, they're just the regular nuts, and he's attaching them to the studs that have gone through the base of the unit. We will duplicate this process for the other side, and then we will attach the top of the unit and the back of the unit. That's good here. So the first piece is now on the base and stabilized. We're going to go grab the second piece and bring it right over here and put it into the same holes in the base. You cannot mess this up. Once the person that's holding it gets a hold of it, the second person will go down and just adjust so that the bolts fall down into the holes that is on the base of the unit. So we'll grab the second piece now. Just like that, it will fall into place. Sometimes there is some maneuvering as you do it more often. You'll get to the point to where you know right where to go, and there's just very little movement to get the studs to fall down into the base of the unit. That's good.
Out, Director.
So the next step is, once the two towers, the two side units have been put on the base, the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna grab the top. As you can see, when you look at the base, we've already got our center column set in place, and we will put the base on there. And on the base, you're gonna use the bell nuts that were provided with it for the top of the bed. But you're not gonna put all of them on, you're just gonna put a few of them on just to hold it steady so that you can attach the center column and get it secure, and then you can tighten everything up. It also helps for leveling the unit. If you don't tighten them as you go, you just kind of snug them, and then you go into it and tighten everything up afterwards. So we're gonna put the base on the top on the unit right now. When you do the top, the one other tool that we didn't mention that you'll need is just a small step stool ladder to allow you to get up to put that on. So here goes the top. When you're putting the top on, you see the two cords right here. It's important that the cords go to the back. Don't get them down in. Leave them up top, and you can adjust them when you're doing the back piece. Very light. Just going to bring it up. And typically what we'll do is we'll start with one side and get one side on.
Oh my God, why are you this side?
We'll put one side on and then pull the one side to the other side so that the screws line up. All the screws are in one side. At that point in time, we can lift up gently and pull it over and adjust it. When it doesn't go, the second person will take the ladder over to the other side. I'll just hold this piece, and then he'll get up there and put everything where it needs to go. There you go. The unit's pretty snug right now. It's not going to go anywhere. And now we're just going to put some bolts on it so that we can attach the center column. So the next thing is you're going to bring this center console, and before you take it back to the bed, you're going to want to take the screws that are already attached to this and remove all of the screws from it. Once you do, this part will lift straight up. Go ahead and take that down. And once it lifts up, you're looking at all of the components that are inside of the unit. This fan that is on here does not come attached. It's very simple to attach. There are two brackets on the side, and there is a plug here that you're going to plug in once you assemble the fan. So 4 screws, screw the fan on. It's very important that you put the fan on before you mount the center column, or it's going to extend the installation time significantly. Good. Okay, so we've taken the back off the panel, we've put the fan on the back, and now we're ready to place the center column. After putting the two sides on, there are going to be 2 holes remaining. On the bottom of the center tower, there are 2 studs. You're simply going to set the center tower in close to the position where it goes, and the guy that's on the back of the bed is going to lift up and move it forward until the studs fall down into the 2 holes. So once you put your center column in, obviously there are some plugs here. They're really self-explanatory. They can only go one way, but you're going to plug all of your plugs in and make sure you connect. When you do your audio plug, our recommendation is to push it in and then spin it so that you know that you've made good contact with the plugs. So there are these 2 plugs that are here, and then each door, each panel, the door and the 2 side panels, there is a cord that comes with it that will come around the back of the bed, and there is 1 plug on this side of the panel, and there is 2 plugs on the other side. You're just going to plug them in to the plugs that are inside of the cabinet. So to get them in, you're just simply going to move and bring them inside, and then snap them in, 1 on this side and 2 on this side. Okay, so part of the parts kit to the bed are the support brackets that are for the door. The main important thing for the door, on the bottom of the door, you'll see the 2 holes that John's pointing to here. And then the important thing for the bracket is that the angle of the bracket always faces towards the outside of the bed. So the angle will go out, not in. So if it's turned around, it obviously that's angled in, and the correct way is for it to be angled out from the bed. So once you do that, once you line them up right, you just simply put the 13mm screws in, tighten them down solid, and the door is ready to be put on. Okay, we've got our brackets on the door, just like the side panels. At this point in time, we've gone ahead and put the wheel that comes with it on the door, and we're just going to pick it up just like we have the side units, walk it over to the door, and we're ready to put it on. So when you do the door, before we put this on, there's something that's very important. One of the parts that's in the part list is this particular bolt that is that we're going to attach the bottom of this door to. The bolt is on the parts list, but you can see it right here. It's already attached to the frame. The base of the bed, the very first thing that we set down. When you're ready to do the door, you have to unscrew the bolt so that you can put the door on, and then you're going to slide it back in and tighten it into place. When you put the door on, you always put the top on first. So we're going to lift up, put the top on the threaded rod, let it slide down. John is going to go over. I'm going to hold the door. John's going to go over and he's getting his 17mm wrench. And he's going to go down and he's going to feed that piece up that was screwed into the base and tighten the door together. So the door's on. Guys, I just want to tell you one of the hardest parts of putting the bed together for us, this is a unit that once we take it out of the box, we have this thing assembled in an hour and 15 to an hour and 45 minutes, depending upon complications in the room or leveling or something like that. But one of the most difficult things to do with the bed is to get the bottom bolt in. Sometimes you have to move it around to get the bolt to go through the bracket that's attached to the door to where you can screw the bolt in. Once you've done that, the booth is completely assembled, the door will close, roll closed, and you're ready to dress it out. We've already got this unit dressed out as it's a showroom model for us, but you're going to attach the handle on the inside of the bed, and then you're going to put the subwoofer and hook your T-Max timer system up and put the back cover on the panel. At that point in time, you're ready to turn your bed on and test it. Thanks. I hope this is something that helps you guys. If there are any questions, you can reach out to either Bill or myself or Jen, and we will assist you with anything that you need. Thanks again, and good luck with the E6.